Our government was designed to prevent dictators and kings from taking control from the people. We had three separate co-equal branches of government to prevent that from happening. Unfortunately, the executive and the legislative branches have combined to attempt the formation of a dictatorship. That leaves only the judicial branch as our firewall and salvation. However, parts of the judicial branch have shown signs of the cancerous infection that has taken over the other two branches. Trump, numerous senators and congressmen and members of the Supreme Court have demonstrated that they can tolerate the presence of those willing to kill and destroy to achieve the goal of a dictatorship. It is not hard to determine who these people are: Roberts, Gorsuch, Kavanaugh, Thomas, and Alito on the judicial side, and Jordan, Johnson, Graham, and Cruz on the legislative side. The 14th Amendment was written just for the purpose of targeting these people in order to prevent a violent struggle for the salvation of democracy. You should realize by now that petitioning these people or demonstrating at the White House will not suffice. Insistence on the enforcement of the rule of law is the only true course to take. But like a petition, overwhelming numbers must bombard the courts. As I mentioned in my last video, Elon Musk, with his obscene wealth, would still be unable to survive an onslaught of lawsuits. Even he can't afford to hire the thousands of lawyers needed to defend his conduct. The evidence against him is overwhelming. The Trump administration vacillates between calling him an employee and just a friend. He has demonstrated his callousness towards the people by waving around a chainsaw. He has admitted to recklessness when he stopped the Ebola research. Thousands of suits must be filed against him now. As for Trump, thousands of suits must be filed against him too. He would, if he were a legitimate president, have immunity from these suits. After all, we can't have a legitimate president hampered by lawsuits and prevented from doing the government's business. But remember, Trump is not a legitimate president. Section 3 of the 14th Amendment declared that so the moment he pardoned those willing to resort to violence in his name. When you file your suit, the defense of immunity will surely be raised. Trump's attorney will surely argue that he is the president. But that is a statement of fact you should not accept. Facts are within the province of a jury, not a judge. If you challenge Trump's statement that he is the legitimate president, he has the burden of proving it, and you have the burden of disproving it. For your proof, you have the evidence of the January 6th riot and his pardoning the insurrectionists. You have the evidence of the Colorado decision and the Jack Smith report. Only after a hearing on this issue will the question of whether Trump is legitimate be given to a jury for them to decide. The decision of the jury is only binding on your case. But think of the insurmountable endeavor it would present for Trump if thousands of cases are filed. Trump would have to fight each case one at a time. Those who want compensation for wrongs committed by Trump and Musk should hire competent counsel who will gather evidence of your damages and present your case in an orderly manner. Those who desire mainly to protect democracy and quickly bring about the demise of the Trump administration might consider filing their own civil suit pro se. A template for such suit can be found in any local library and through Google. Search for intentional infliction of emotional distress and tortious interference with a business relationship. Remember to request punitive damages in the millions. That is their Achilles heel. Separate lawsuits should be filed in the federal courts seeking enforcement of the 14th Amendment and the removal of the cancerous cells within our government.